Well, parents and kids headed to college later this month are asking that scary question: how are we going to pay for education?
A big question, especially important here in Ohio, because the Buckeye State recently ranked the worst state in the country for student loan debt problems. So where do you go for financial help without spending the rest of your life paying for it? Because so many people are in that pinch. With answers to that, we say hello to consumer investigator Danielle Serino. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, Chris. $37,000. Guess what that is? The average amount of debt last year students graduated with. And depending on what type of loan they took out, they could end up paying way more than that and paying it for years. Now, we don't want that. So here's a cheat sheet, if you will, on the best options.
You apply for scholarships. There's a subsidized loan, a Pell Grant.
Brandon Bounds is a junior at Kent State, studying journalism of all things. And before even graduating, he's in the hole for $30,000. His biggest piece of advice to new students: apply for every scholarship out there.
I applied to maybe like over 60 scholarships my junior and senior year combined. And it's a tough process, yes, but those scholarships definitely help you in the long run.
And you start that long run by filling out the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, which lets you apply for federal loans, grants, and scholarships you don't have to pay back. But if you have to borrow, start first with subsidized federal loans like Stafford and Perkins. Those are loans where the government pays the interest on what you borrow until you graduate. But since they're need-based, there's a limit to the amount of money they're handing out. For the Stafford, the interest rate is 4.45% with a 1% loan fee, which kicks in 6 months after you graduate or you drop to part-time status. The interest rate for a Perkins loan is 5%, but there's no loan fee and you have between 9 and 15 months to pay it back, depending on your financial situation, or you drop to part-time status. However, this loan is harder to get and you have to apply through the school. Now, if you don't qualify for those loans, your next best bet is an unsubsidized Stafford loan. The 4.45 interest starts accumulating as soon as you get it, and there's a 1% loan fee. But you don't have to start paying until 6 months after graduation, or you drop to part-time status. Since this is not need-based, though, you have a better chance of getting one. Now, if your financial aid package came up a little short and your parents are willing to help out, there's a Direct Plus loan. Let's say your tuition is $10,000, but you only got $5,000 in aid. Your parents can take out a loan for the remaining $5,000 if they have decent credit. The interest rate is high at 7%, and there's a 4.2% loan fee. Parents have to start paying as soon as the loan is paid out, unless they get a deferment, but it will help you avoid taking out a private loan, which should be your last option.
They're almost always cost more money than federal loans, and they have many fewer consumer protections.
For Brandon, his only regret is not the loans he took out, but not doing all he could to reduce them.
I wish I would have tried a lot harder in high school, and I could have done a lot better. Then maybe I could have had a lot more money going towards college.
Study in high school. Now, the loan expert in our story, Heather Jarvis, she is a wealth of information, having gone through her own issues with student debt. In fact, she has a whole website dedicated to the topic. We put the entire interview with her, including a link to her site, on our website, which you might find very helpful.
I'm not sure what's more anxiety-ridden, the bullying story earlier in this newscast or this one.
Or having to do this. You know, this was the first time I had to deal with something like this, and my head was spinning.
A lot of families are. Danielle, thanks.
Thanks, Chris.